We are live and back with this week's episode of the Aesala campaign. So this week, sadly, once again, Momo will not be able to join us. They are having some health issues, so sadly, it does not seem like they're going to be joining us. They will probably be in the
No.
Twitch stream.
No.
No.
Get bamboozled. Get bamboozled.
Oh!
Here they are.
As soon as I go live, hi, John.
Timing.
I know you have amazing timing, like literally.
We just wrote you off for dead, and here you are.
I didn't write him off. I would never
Don't
write
tell
the
him
character
that.
off. Don't tempt me to kill off people. What?
I am not dead yet. I'm just in considerable pain.
That's,
Well,
yeah.
Me too, but for a different reason.
better luck
I
next
got the
time.
flu.
Understandable. Oh no.
Yeah,
And I don't get sick because I burn out.
you.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna say you tell the microorganism it doesn't have permission to enter your body.
Nah, he
so
just
it
waits
can't.
till midsummer to get
like,
a
legally.
sinus infection.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
actually my bigger issue. Is like sinus infections.
No,
like
he
fucking
just
hell.
he just sets the save DC too high for the microorganisms to survive.
Yeah.
I mean, that would also be
obvious.
fair.
That works.
Yeah. 100%.
Oh, is Momo rolling a D100?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Roll me
Momo
a
needs to
D100.
roll a D100.
Why am I rolling a D100?
Just trust me.
I don't know.
one
They won't
knows.
tell us yet.
We'll find out
if I
eventually.
suffocated to death.
Yes.
Sure, let's take that.
That's very obviously true.
You forgot to breathe.
If
I-
so, then I have completely failed that successfully.
Remember, don't breathe manually. Make sure you can't feel your clothes.
12.
Hey.
It's a shame we just went live because I have some responses to those.
Anyway.
Continuing on. So, last we had left, our players had finally, after pulling a full critical role and being bested by a chair.
Yeah.
Those damn chairs.
I know,
Evil.
right? Oh,
Bastards.
why is my webcam being annoying?
Because your webcam said, fuck you.
Pretty much.
Fucking chicken strips.
Excuse me.
That moment when your webcam just says, no, not today.
Right?
No.
I got it working. Just had to turn it on and turn it off again. Huh. I
So
made
Joe.
this joke actually earlier. That's
The
literally
literal
every.
first tech support.
Yep, literally first thing you do in tech support. That was my usual comment when people would have issues in the army. Did you turn it on and off again? No. Did you try that? Can you try that first? Oh, it's working. It's like I know my job.
Was that after asking if they put batteries in it?
Sure.
Oh God, that took. I'm embarrassed to admit how long it took me to troubleshoot some equipment because of that. Because they put the batteries in it backwards. So like they gave it to me and they're like, it doesn't work. And I look at them. I'm like, all right, this is like a 38-year-old dude. He's a sergeant of first class. He's not an idiot. That was when I
Just a
learned.
blood moment.
I was
Anyway.
handling tech support at one time, and I told this lady to look outside and see if the
Welcome to
street
story
lights were
time.
on.
Yeah, it's fine. We can do story time for a little bit. Beginning of
That's
sessions
easy.
can always be story time. It's fine. No problem with it.
Yeah, it's not like he's not taking notes vigorously over there, anyways.
Oh,
Guys,
no,
making
not at
more
all.
maps.
Ouch. I'm not making maps this week. I'm good. I have my maps pre-made. Leave me alone.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
So we're currently trapped
Okay.
underground.
Yup.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Oh, I mean, we don't know this, but Kay knows this.
We
Yeah.
ended with V catching the hunter before he falls down the well.
Because, woo!
Very thankfully. Almost taking out Treek with him, which was funny to me.
Hi,
I
Lucky.
mean-
Hi, Lucky.
He's
You're a
such a
little
good
late
pizza
today.
dough. No, he's not that bad. Good pizza doge.
I like Doge.
But yes, so you guys had caught him. So I'm gonna let you guys kind of decide what you do now. You do have the cages around you. You have the hunter's dead body, and Kay, you are at the top of the stairs, banging on the door after just hearing Nevin apologize to you.
There are 2 rooms to the opposite of this hallway. I'm gonna go investigate those 2 rooms.
Which
Try to
one
slam
do
on the
you
hatch again.
start with?
The one closer to the entrance that we came in through.
All right. So 1 second.
I just do this later, but I just want it on the record. V is looting the body.
I was just about to ask, is there a key in his pocket?
There
I
is a
was-
key.
I-
So I'll hop over to you in a moment, Momo. Just because there's lots of things in here.
Oh noes.
That's right.
So you find a ring of keys actually on him, as well as you find a contract. Let me double check, make sure I am doing the right language. In Celestial.
Hi.
There's like half of us speak. Hello.
Yeah, you find a
Oh, yeah.
contract in Celestial, a potion of healing, and his 2 daggers, obviously, on him, as well as about 10 gold. You can assume he doesn't keep a lot of his gold on him.
Where'd he put the pistol?
Yes, I want the gun.
Oh, the pistol's also 100% on the ground.
I want
That's
the
the one thing that
daggers.
went into the well.
Yeah,
No,
just
wait.
drop.
I want one of the daggers.
I want
Okay.
the gun.
Nicey stabby.
Give Treek the gun.
Jesus Christ.
You're gonna learn how to fire that first.
Well, obviously.
But
as I
do we
take
have
the
a
gun-
ranger?
No.
Nope.
So I'm taking
And
the gun.
theoretically, could this gun be a Glock?
I mean,
It
yes.
was a
Revolver.
flintlock pistol.
I was gonna say
yeah,
it
it
was
was
a
a
flintlock.
revolver last time.
Oh yeah, revolver. That's right.
No, it was a
So it was
revolver
6.
last time, and I got the
It was 6
blunderbuss off of the wall upstairs.
Yes.
It is my.
I mean,
gun now.
I- if you guys end up reading through the story I posted on the Discord, by the way, Discord.
We'll deal with
Anyway.
that later.
Yeah, it's a
Read that later. But yes, so that's what you find on his body. You have the keys, the pistol, 2 daggers, and the contract.
Revolver's
Provide
mine.
the keys and start getting people out.
I read the contract while holding my new revolver.
So the contract
I'm gonna be
is,
in the hallway hoping they don't let the vampires out.
I mean, they're 100% letting, I'm assuming you're letting everybody out. Oh, you
Yes.
weren't there for the emblem. I forgot about that. Momo missed the emblem.
They did. That's true.
Yep.
Forgot about that. But yeah, you guys let everyone out. You find a couple other magical beings down here, including a satyr, a couple larger fey creatures that you let out, and they kind of like slowly start to help each other because obviously they're all going through something pretty traumatic. But they start to head towards start to head out, trying to figure out kind of where they're at. You see a couple of them see the stairs and start running up to UK.
Slamming on the hatch again. 17 strength.
Give me a strength check.
17.
You already
17? You hear another crack, and this time you can see very clearly the hatch has started to crack.
Okay. I don't have anything. Fortunately, I don't have that.
I need a
constitution on.
constitution check from you, though.
Constitution. Check or
What?
save?
Save.
yes.
Okay.
Oh boy.
That certainly is an oh boy. That's only 13.
13?
That's a 9 plus 4.
You fully dislocate your shoulder.
It's fine.
Jeez. Don't go.
Try with the other shoulder.
Okay.
Jesus.
Halftime switch sides.
Give me a
Yep.
strength check at or athletics check at disadvantage.
Jeez.
Well, no, it's
Gonna go-
normal because you're still
So yeah, it'll
Yep.
be normal.
Okay. Because I already have no strength, so that's a natural 20. Okay.
Oh,
I still need a con save from you.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's much better. That's 19 total.
You
Just
crash
lightly.
through
Okay.
just in pure aggression, and as you look around, you see it's not just a fire. You see a kind of long salamander swirling around the room, and then it notices you.
fantastic.
oh shit.
Okay.
What's your AC?
16.
Cool.
so about normal.
You take 9 points of fire damage as it lunges onto you.
Okay, that's fine. That's a point for my actual health, because I had the temporary hit points from last time.
Yep. But you now have a pretty large salamander on top of you.
Do any of us hear
And-
the crash?
You hear the crack, and then you hear a crash as all these people start to get to the stairs and then see this large salamander and all immediately stop and run the other way.
Actually, this is 17 for my AC now,
Okay.
because I used the mutagen last time. I don't know if that makes a difference,
It
but
does actually. You don't take anything.
Oh, okay.
I just hit.
nice.
So this
I
thing,
just remembered that I had the mutagen active right now.
So yeah, you take nothing as this thing crashes into you.
Nice. Fuck you. Got a broken arm and I'm breaking through shit. What's up?
Right?
The Tweak will run out into the hallway. What's going on?
You see this salamander about the size of a large iguana on top of Kay.
For the love of fuck!
I'm gonna cast
I'm
Ray
gonna
of Frost on it.
I was also about to cast Guiding Bolt level 3 at it.
Save, right?
For
Ray
what?
of Frost?
Which one? No, I have to hit for it.
Okay, roll
Nine.
again.
17 plus 9.
Yeah, that hits.
13 plus 7, dirty 20.
Hits.
And damage is 9 cold.
And that is... Ooh, that is 24 radiant damage, and then the next attack has advantage.
Thanks.
Yeah, he did. You could very much tell that cold damage. Kind of, you watch as its flames die down before that guiding bolt comes flying over and hits it, and just kind of looks and then crawls back up out into the flames above.
Can I get another attack before it runs away?
No, but Wiz, you will get an opportunity attack.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll see how this goes. That is... No, not quite. That is... What is that? That's like 15 total.
Does not hit.
Of
As
course.
you watch it run back into the flames.
You have advantage, Wiz.
That was another... True. True.
You have advantage because Guiding Bolt.
Much better. 16 now.
Just hits.
Oh, jeez. I did 9 before and I rolled a 10 on that.
Guiding Bolt matters.
That's 5 damage.
You slash into it, and as you watch its blood start to hit the ground, you see it starts to burn the spots as it leaves.
I would then shout in language do I have to I'd shout in common at this rate and say, so we have a problem upstairs.
We have a problem everywhere. What's going on?
I think there was a salamander upstairs, so I assume upstairs is on fire.
Great. All right, let's
I'm
get
standing
these.
in the hallway trying to pick this lock.
I'll go help that. Make sure Tuvon's okay.
Well
You got
done.
it.
And Darius will go upstairs.
Alright. So while that's all happening, anything anyone else is doing in the caged area before we
I
jump
am
elsewhere?
taking every little piece of paper, anything useful.
Oh yeah, what did this contract say?
That reminds me. Sorry. The contract essentially says 2,000 gold per head for any magically inclined creature. Signed, the institution.
Understood.
And
So-
then next to it is signed Ivar Soreblade, which you can assume is the hunter.
Interesting. Okay. I already kind of knew this, but that works.
Give me a lockpicking check, Momo. Or tool check, whatever it is. That thing.
I'm in the hallway, and I see Momo doing that. I'm going to bonk him on the head with guidance.
Right, that means Wiz no longer has it.
No, that enhance ability. I don't give wisdom.
Are they
ability.
not
That was Momo.
constant?
I have enhanced
Tracian?
abilities. I have enhanced abilities on me and Wiz.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I didn't catch that.
Never mind. I forget who's doing what. It's been a week.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
advantage floating around.
Guidance is just a
What does
D4.
guidance give as well?
It's a D4 to any skill check you make in the next minute. Well, the first skill check you make in the next minute.
Well, with that, it's an 18.
Cool. 18 meets it, and you kind of... It takes you a minute, but that bonk on your head, you're like, motherfucker. And then it pops open. And you
Motherfucker.
you find a small laboratory with lots of notes and vials and a very large, in the corner, a vat of liquid that seems to be shifting constantly through different colors and everything, and it gives you a very unsettling feeling as soon as you see it.
I'm going to go in and grab any of the notes and documents, and then toss those into my bag. And I'm not going to worry about the potions and things. Then I'm going to go out and try to help with the salamander situation.
Okay. So you guys start to head upstairs. Kay, you'll get up there first, obviously.
Yeah.
As you get up, you see the other escapees immediately run past you and just run out the burning building, full on, no stopping. The salamander's like, the fuck? And then he sees you and he's like, oh, problem.
Gonna
So-
cast Ray of Frost again.
All right. So go ahead, give me your attack roll.
The 19.
That hits.
That is another 8 damage.
All right. So you hit it. The area that he was in just immediately chills, and you see his flames kind of go down, and he shifts over to another area. You said yours is a 17?
Yes, because of my mutagen.
All right. That time it does hit.
Bitch.
That is 16 points of fire damage as it lunges on
Okay.
you.
Okay, that's fine.
And it kind of shifts off from you as it kind of essentially does a hit and run over you, just burning you up. Now,
Do they still get does Wiz get a reaction?
yes, you will get your reaction.
Okay. Nope. That's definitely a miss.
Got it. Everyone else, give me a d20 roll, please.
17.
12.
15.
10.
11.
Well,
All right. So we're gonna do one more round. Then Therius will come in, do another round with Therius, and then everybody else will come in. All right. Therius, was that a wild magic check? You scare me. Can't you just?
No, I use that for the D20 roll.
Oh, okay. You scare me.
It's just a D20.
Surprise!
Wait, there's fire in play? Fireball.
Yes, that
Guys,
will go
on
well.
Fire.
Of course.
Nah,
Just-
that's 18, 19.
You know, you can't burn down the building if it's already burned down.
Is it? I don't
Do,
know.
Wiz, go ahead. I'm assuming you're using Ray of Frost again.
Yeah.
ahead, give me
17
your
plus numbers.
Yep.
It's 7, 8.
Damage is 9. And I'm going to use a bonus action to do Healing Word.
Okay.
Wiz cantrip. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. It's 8 points back. That's something.
It hits
Back
you
up to full.
for 6 points of fire damage. I rolled shit that time.
Nice.
I rolled a 1 and a goddamn 2
Good. That's
on a D8.
as it should be.
Therius, that's when you will come in. You will see this thing just pounce onto Kay and just kind of start shifting.
It shifted off it?
Yep.
Okay. So there's
Fireball.
distance between them. No, why would I cast a fireball against a salamander?
Yes.
Yeah,
Please heal this
everyone
thing,
knows
please.
it's Firebolt.
Anyways, I cast Snylock Snowball Storm.
Huh?
Or Snowball Storm.
Okay.
It's a DC 16 dex check. Dex save.
DC 16
Yeah.
passes.
Well, he takes half.
I mean, that means he takes full.
So he takes
Technically.
11.
Cool. This thing is not very happy, especially because you guys keep putting out his fires, and he's like, motherfuckers.
Yeah, don't you guys know how Charmander works? If you put out its fire.
I didn't want to make the joke.
Oh my
Thank you. I didn't
God.
want to make the joke.
It's Charmander now.
Speaking
Can I
of-
go up next and call its mother an iguana?
Darius and Kay, give me what's your passive perceptions?
Not enough to
15.
matter. 12.
Got it.
Oh, I
Cool.
forgot to do a wild magic check. I surge.
Oh no! Please fireball. Please fire. Oh.
No,
No, it's 11.
It's an 11, which is you roll a d10. Your height changes by a number equal to inches to that roll. The
Oh,
roll
that's
is odd. If it's even, I gain that. If it's odd, I shrink.
Oh,
Wait,
fuck.
can you shrink out of existence? How tall are you to begin with?
3
4
inches.
inches?
Is there a size class
That's
smaller than
cool.
tiny?
No.
I grow 8
Oh.
inches. I'm now a
Non-existent.
foot tall.
Oh.
Hey!
Oh, okay. Ooh.
You are going to be the most gangly looking individual.
All right.
You literally just tripled your height.
Wiz, give me your Ray of Frost. I'm assuming again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have betrayed me.
I don't like that this is permanent.
Oh no.
Is it permanent?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I love
I
Yeah,
can
but
hit
he's
the
like-
tiny fairy now.
that.
I feel like it shouldn't be inches considering the height of my character.
300% increase in size.
God, yeah. Holy shit.
You are
Oh,
now
yeah, I
a
just-
1 foot tall fairy.
I just tripled in height.
My dice
Can't
hate
hide
me.
anymore.
My dice hate me. I rolled a goddamn 2. What was your attack, Wiz?
21 to hit, and that is 13 damage.
Cool. The salamander shrivels up.
Bitch.
Does that mean that it
Anyways.
automatically fails the wisdom saving throw for vicious mockery?
I mean, it's dead. I would hope
Apparently.
so.
Can you vicious mockery a corpse? I don't think that's
Yes.
Well, I
Technically,
mean,
you can.
I'm
allowed.
pretty
It's
sure
taking
you
psychic damage.
So,
You could deal damage to objects.
I
You
was gonna
can't
say
do
you
psychic
could.
damage to objects.
Exactly.
I
Thank
was
you.
gonna say you could technically attack a down player and give them failed death saves. So I mean,
Well, you
how
said,
is this any different?
you said he shriveled up. Players don't usually shrivel up when they die.
Well, he shrivels up because he's cold.
Like Pac-Man.
like Pac-Man.
he's a cold boy.
But yeah, the salamander is dead. The house is still pretty on fire.
Yeah, I'm like spamming Ray of Frost to try and put out some of the fire, at least contained somewhat.
Am I up there yet, by the way?
you guys all kind of get to the top of the stairs. I need a deck save from everyone.
Ooh.
So
Pretty spicy.
actually, there's one thing
Okay.
I was wanting to do down here in the basement prison thing while all the shenanigans and chicanery was going on upstairs.
Shenanigans.
I got a nat 20 on my deck save.
Oh, thank
Ooh.
fuck. That's 21. That was almost a 5.
15.
20 total.
26.
I mean, I'll
Gotta-
roll it anyways. Whatever. I got 11.
If you're
Gotta
staying
get
down,
those nat
Car,
20s
you
in
don't
while
have
they
to.
don't matter.
Okay, cool.
The salamander's dead. I'm not gonna go stand in the burning building.
Well, I was going
No,
to
I
cast something
mean,
before I went in
like,
the building.
Out of everyone here that wouldn't have a problem with being in a burning building, I think
Yeah.
I'm the one.
So just to confirm, because you guys would not know the salamander's dead. How many of you still rush up? Just so I know.
I don't know the salamander's dead. I'm going up to see what's going on.
I'm
I
going
got a
up to
nat
do
20 on my
something.
deck save.
Cool.
I got a 21 on my deck save. I'm just going up to the Cascade to destroy water at 3rd level.
V is going up to make sure all of the prisoners got out all right. So
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to find out where the ghouls came from at the bottom of this well, so that's got my focus. That's why I stayed behind.
Valid. Therius and T, you take 6 points of fire damage as some of the very hot coals start to crumble and you see the ceiling is starting to give way. The rest of you, except for Camilla, take 3. Because Camilla rolled a fucking natural 20.
Well, then I'd get up there and I'd cast Create Water in a 50-foot cube.
Dear God.
With that level
It's
3.
moist.
Well, it's
Oh,
not that much. It's only 10 gallons.
Looking,
It's not going to fucking
looking
drown
at
us.
the condition of the building,
Comes in a
would
clearing.
I have enough time to cast Tiny Hut?
I'm going to have you give me... I want to make another Arcana check, but I feel like it is better to have it be a...
Investigation?
I was
Tiny Hut's a
thinking
10-minute
something
cast,
Dex. Give me a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
So, yeah, in a 50-foot cube in
So
the house.
that's a nat 1
Oof.
So
for
no,
sleight of hand after my nat 20 deck save. So
that
fair.
Of
I
course.
mean, perfect. Cool. So Sam, I don't think you realize this.
Well, I don't know.
There is a lot of structural damage. You're going to bring down the building.
It's
That
rain.
is a
It
lot
comes
of-
down as
Oh, is
it comes
rain?
down as rain.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
it says
comes
in the
down as
spirit
rain
description.
and the large volume.
Okay. I thought he was like pushing out water. I was like, Sam,
Yes,
Sam,
Fireman hose.
Sam.
I know what I'm doing, Brian. Relax.
Spawns the ocean.
Spawns the ocean on top of us.
Yeah, why not?
All right,
Became
so
an aquarium here.
rain starts to come down, and nope, wrong one. Starts to slowly put out the fire. You guys still probably do not want to be in here. Like, you can very much tell it's ready to give way.
Oh, completely.
Well, looks like the last room is not going to be explored.
Well, I'm going
I
back
have
down.
at least 1 minute.
No. You have probably about 40 seconds to either get
Do I
out
know-
the house or go down.
I'm going right
I
back down.
am getting out of the structure to see if there's anyone else around, and maybe I can help remove the debris when this thing does come down, because I want to make sure that they at least have an out.
All right. So Camilla's going out, Treek's going down. V.
Therius going out.
I have a dumb idea. I want to wait to see what everyone else does first.
T.
T will go down.
Okay.
In combination with the rain coming down, will Ray of Frost at least hold up some portions of the building, since it's freezing it technically?
Only temporarily. It's not. It's.
Would it be long enough to give me 1 full minute?
Yeah.
No. No. It is very
Okay.
warm out here.
On
Okay.
account of the fire, you see.
Well, not even. It's a nice day. It's midday. You guys are doing this. It's not like it's like nighttime. It's not nighttime.
But also the fire.
I mean, fire's out. But by the time the fire's like fully out, the building's coming down. So you'll only take structural damage, at least not fire.
Yay,
Only
bludgeoning
takes
damage.
structural damage.
How
So
big is this building again?
It's a small shack. It's a she shed.
Oh, so
I couldn't resist.
okay.
She shed.
They burned.
I
Somebody
say
burned down
let
my
it come
she
down,
shed.
and I can move the debris after. My
It's
hope
okay.
was to get Tiny Hut up to protect the doorway so we had an out, but
I have a backup plan just in case.
Wouldn't the second you take the hut down, everything just come crumbling down on top of you anyways?
Yeah.
the debris wouldn't penetrate the tiny hut, which gives us a 10-foot space. I don't think there'd be enough debris to completely cover up the hut, as opposed to a tiny trap door.
It's okay. Up or out or down.
Down.
All right. V, what's your dumb plan?
How wide is this house? I need a dimension right now if I can.
I need numbers.
no.
It's probably about 20 feet each way.
Okay, where's the trap door in relation to like the front door? How far back?
It's about 15 feet. It's in the
That's
back
perfect.
corner.
That's perfect.
Jeez.
Oh, actually, no. If it's in the back corner, okay. This might be a dumb idea.
It is,
I-
because I already
We're all
have a
about
bad
those.
feeling.
V, seeing the structural damage and everything, is
Yep.
going to try to control the damage. And I'm gonna take, I'll say 5-foot steps back from the trap door towards the doorway, face the back of the house, and use my repulsion breath. And I'm gonna try to knock the debris 20 feet away from the trap door so nothing falls over it.
So all I heard was that you were gonna huff and puff and blow.
Yeah,
this
I'm
bird
gonna huff
down.
and puff and blow this
Yeah.
bitch down.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Do you know what?
You're a werewolf.
I have no idea if this will work.
Do you know what? Rule of fucking cool.
It just fucking works.
It just
It just
fucking works.
Yeah.
If the house wants to make a strength save, it can try.
Strike save.
Do you not know? I'm gonna need a
Disadvantage on
constitution
-10.
check from you.
Oh,
Actually,
no.
Okay.
Oh.
just
I
to
can-
see if you wind yourself, because you know you huff, you puff, you can't bring down the brick house. It's not a
15's
brick house.
pretty good.
15. I put it out all low DC. It's a burnt down fucking house. It's a
Burnt down
shed. You
shack.
probably could.
Probably just
You probably could have done it with while it was standing, if I'm being honest. But yeah,
probably just seeing if you know one.
you guys watch as the building kind of just falls away from like the door where you guys were at, and pretty much there's only like the minimalist amount of debris on the trapdoor because of this. But you guys see, as you guys get out of the building, you see people are rushing towards here, seeing the fire and stuff. You can very clearly see quite a few of the kind of, as you guys know them from this city, lazy guards. Because, you know, nothing bad happens in this city. It's a city of progress.
Oh, I'm sure.
Piltover?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Are
made
we
that
the
joke when we
gin-
first got here. But you see the guards come up, rushing. What's going on? What happened? Did you guys burn down this building?
No. There's an accident. A torch fell over.
Is
Some people
everyone
were trapped
okay?
in the basement. At the moment, yeah. Conveniently.
Oh,
no.
do we need to do anything then? Or do you guys need us? Are we good to go? I mean, we're gonna do an incident report, but if nobody's injured, we're just gonna call it damage out here. Doesn't really matter.
No, I think we're good. I think we're good at the moment.
Cool. I'm gonna go. You see the captain as the other guys start to go. We're gonna go get drunk.
Have fun.
This all sounds correct.
Such a love-hate relationship with this.
Yeah, the guards just kind of go, oh, cool. Nobody's hurt. We don't care. One, you're in the
Well, at least-
slums, so nobody actually gives a shit about this place. Hence,
Unless
nobody
you're
checked
hurt.
it.
And then maybe they'll care.
And then maybe they'll.
Only because then it's loss
think
of
about it for a
life and or injury, and they have to report that. You guys said nobody's hurt, and they're like, fuck it.
I mean, they don't need to know.
They'll never know.
It is never in their concern. Oh, well.
Yeah, but there's very minimal debris on this trapdoor that you guys have to clear out. Those of you that went down see a little bit of like ash and burnt wood kind of like fall down into like the immediate front, but not as much as you were expecting.
So as we go back down, I saw Camilla go into the one room. Shriek's gonna see about the other door that the last time touched.
It is locked.
Yeah.
Who came downstairs with me?
T. I
T.
don't have these tools.
Okay,
K. And
yeah, we don't have any
Car is
thieves
still
tools in the
over
party
here.
now.
Brian,
Yes, Vic.
we didn't by chance find thieves' tools on the hunter, did we?
You did not.
Fuck.
Hold on.
But we found keys.
Oh, I forgot yours
Oh,
got
yeah.
melted. I forgot about that.
Yeah, mine melted
Oh,
and
wait.
then
Oh,
Ryan,
these
we
we
have
broke
have,
from the
yeah, we have the
heights.
keys.
Oh,
Oh,
you do
shit.
have the keys.
Yeah.
Also in session chat, this is what I'm imagining for the axe that turns between the two forms.
That's cool.
Well then, since I assume, that all depends. V, did you give off the keys to anybody when you were opening doors, or is that all you and only you?
I think me and V tag teamed it.
Cool. So you could have keys. Try the door.
Do you want? Give me a D20 roll, Karina. That's how we're gonna do that.
Oh boy.
16.
Yeah, you have the keys.
Woo!
You arrive and see another room. This one is more basic. There's a chest and stairs going up.
Oh.
I'll check the chest.
I'll poke my head up the stairs and try to listen for anything.
You hear nothing.
You're not gonna make me roll for it. You're just gonna roll.
I was seeing if there was anything up there.
Oh, okay.
You. What's your passive perception, motherfucker? Shut the fuck up.
Banged 47.
And I can't be
Shut the fuck up.
surprised.
Shut the fuck up.
Listen, sometimes you make me roll, so I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, but this I actually didn't know if I wanted anything on the other side of the wall. Or
Okay,
the
that's
door.
fair. That's
It's
why I was.
more so.
That's why I was checking.
But as you are opening the chest, let me pull
It
up.
does not open.
No, it does.
Oh,
Just everything's locked.
if I cure wounds, Wiz, do I have the lesser restoration Wiz in order to fix your shoulder?
Yes.
I mean, you wouldn't know
I
about
mean,
that.
or you can try to do a medicine check to.
Well, I can fucking probably tell that your shoulder's like limp or shit.
Oh yeah, he's
Okay, would definitely be,
literally avoiding it.
Wait,
You literally cannot use your arm right now.
Well, then.
okay, would be trying to play it back into place, obviously.
Give me a
Well-
medicine check then, Wiz.
Oh dear.
Can I give him
No,
advantage?
that's fine.
Not if you're checking the door.
I
Damn
can
it,
give him
okay.
advantage because
That's fine. That's already 21.
21.
Who's checking the
Uh,
chest?
I have plus 5 to medicine, so I'm
oh yeah,
pretty
she's
much.
checking the chest.
Oh, okay.
You kind of slam your shoulder into the wall and relocate it and go, oh, fuck.
Ooh.
And you guys all clearly hear a pop.
That hurts like a motherfucker, don't it?
I
It's
could
not
have
the first time.
just magically fixed that for you, but okay.
That was a really loud pop from all the way up here in the road. I wonder what the hell they're doing.
What do you think the fuck that was?
What was that noise?
Maybe they're like playing xylophones with the skeleton bones.
Oh God. Car is down here.
So, Karina, that is what you
Yeah.
find in the chest in session
Your fucking
chat.
xylophone down the well.
I see.
That's what I had y'all roll for. Spoiler alert.
Okay.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Potion of growth.
I was not. That's the one I said "fuck you" to. By the way, that was.
Give it to Therius.
I don't want to get any taller.
Time to grow up, damn it.
But while you guys are doing
Stop,
that,
but-
car,
Yes.
are you going in the well?
So I'm actually, because I still have my skeletal mage spirit guy bud person,
Yep, Rakan.
and just happen to have this 50-foot length of hempen rope that every adventurer has and never uses.
Yep.
I figure it can't be that heavy. It's a skeleton. So I'll tie like a knot and one end of the rope and hand it to him and give him the specific instructions of, I'm going to lower you down the well. After like it gets to full length, if you are still not on the ground, just like, I don't know, do your best to do like a pull up and bounce on the rope. So I'll pull you up immediately. But if there is, a ground space down there, walk about, explore it, and when you're done, again, give a tug on the rope so I can pull you up, and we'll go from there. And I'm just going to, again, hand him the knotted end of the rope and slowly start to lower him down with
Okay.
kind of like my feet braced against the base of the well.
Give me an athletics check. Call it DC
Mhm.
12.
Which one of these buttons? Oh, that's acrobatics. God, I'm so good at freaking reading. There we go. So a 16.
Cool. So you lower him down. About 50 feet. Like when you're getting to the very end of your rope, you feel it go limp. Like there's no
thank
weight
goodness.
to it all of a sudden.
I thought that was going to be a wasted effort. Oh well. I'm just gonna kind of holler out into the hallway. So, do any of you think that maybe you can give me a hand hauling a relatively light corpse back up here?
Well, you're gonna. Are you saying that just from your room, or are you coming to go get us?
No, I'm like I said, I was yelling towards
you're
the hallway,
yelling.
so I would be still in the same place, just kind of yelling out the open doorway because I saw you guys walk past again to go fiddle with the other door.
Do I hear him from outside with my 16 passive perception?
Yeah.
I feel like at this point we would have gone downstairs and
Yeah, you guys would be clearing it out.
I would have sent my owl down there anyway, so I would be able to hear him. Should I go help him?
I mean, there's not much to do up here. Why don't we just all head down?
Okay, I'm gonna go down and I'm
Alright.
going to help him pull the awkwardly light rope back out of the hole.
All right,
We
well,
don't
it's
have
going
to
to take
talk
you guys
about how
about
weak I am.
5 minutes to fully clear the space.
Well, that, and I still have to wait on the the skeleton to pull on the rope, signaling that it's ready for getting hauled back out.
Yes.
That order of operations.
Yep.
The fact that
What?
no one in character made a comment about Darius being 3 times taller now.
I think
We're
kind
everybody's
of
just
saying
waiting.
it
Guys,
expert.
Where is
listen,
Darius?
there's not.
Yeah,
We're not
outside.
paying
Darius is
attention at the
outside.
moment. Not
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
Darius is no longer a living lockpick.
And you
Oh
don't
my
listen
God,
to
I
his
just realized that.
thing
Shit,
out
all our
for the
thieves'
whole-
tools.
You're 1 foot. You're 1 foot tall now, so you can help carry some of the stuff out of the way.
Car, where are you standing right now?
So, as I said, let's see if I can I figure out how to manipulate things? No. And I don't know how to ping either. Lord,
You
it'd
just
be
hold
nice if
down.
I knew how to use this thing. Okay, yeah, so basically like right here, so that the...
Right here? Right over by the well again?
Yeah, well, I mean, because I'm still waiting on the skeleton, and I don't want to, like, let go of the rope and it just fall in there, so...
Waiting for Timmy to come out of the well.
No, Timmy.
His...
Oh, shit.
As you're standing there holding it, suddenly you hear clawing come from the well.
Ah, shit.
I mean, is it too much to just look over the rim of the well at what might be
jeez.
approaching?
No, you have dark vision, right?
Correct.
You see a partial skeleton ghoul coming up towards you.
Shriek from the other room. What the fuck are you guys doing? Why do I hear crawling again?
You don't.
So,
Drake.
It's a joke. Oh, that's great. Okay.
I realize it's probably going to be pointless, but I'll give it a go. And just yell down the well.
Oh, don't do this, you piece of shit.
Just... Oh god, it's so dumb, but I know how it's gonna go. So when I yell at this thing to kill anything alive down there, it's not gonna kill anything. Just kill anything down there that's not you. And hopefully that's not gonna result in, fratricide.
It starts to
unexpectedly.
climb faster towards you as you say this.
Let's see. Didn't someone volunteer to give me a hand with this?
We're not down there yet, right?
We're not down there yet. We have to clear the door.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I think at this point, I'm just gonna... Let's see. Do I have anything that...
You betrayer! Sorry, I'm yelling at my dice.
Yeah, I figured
Never a
it's
bad
not-
option to scream for help.
I mean, you're correct.
Car, are you still looking down the well?
Yeah, like I'm just standing here staring at it, trying to figure out what my best course of action is.
You watch as its claws grip deep into the rock. It goes into a pounce stance, leaps up out of the well at you, and just literally tumbles over you.
Oh, lovely.
I rolled a goddamn 2 again. Betrayer!
I
I
walk
think-
in the room just in time to see it fly past you.
I think at this point, I'm just gonna kind of like give a sigh and wrap the rope around my waist and make a hasty knot in it to make sure that I can lower it back down later. I can't pull it back up.
Do you know what? Give me a Arcana check. Real quick.
Sure. I could do that. How nice. That's a 10.
There's something weird about this ghoul. You have no fucking clue.
All right. I think. Let's see. I mean, I guess there's not much to do. I'll start edging away from... Well, I guess I'm going to start backing towards the door to this room so I can make sure to keep it in front of me, not let it behind me. And just kind of casually, guys?
What?
There's another thing in here that probably would like to eat my face. Would someone like to come hit it with their pointy metal stick?
Shriek will kind of just leap from the stairs and run towards Scar.
All right. So I'm gonna need an initiative roll from everyone down there. After one round, everyone else will arrive down. So KT, Car, Treek, and Mr. Ghoul.
But my
20.
arms are full.
Just throw
That's
potions
push.
at it. I'm sure that'll work.
Just
Get
toss
wrecked.
everything into the bag of holding and move.
That's
I mean,
true.
she doesn't know
Pretty
that's a
much.
bag of holding.
Oh,
I know it's a bag
well,
though.
You do know it's a bag.
You could start shoveling shit in there thinking it's a bag, yeah.
Yeah, no. As soon as I saw a bag, I'm just shoving shit in there.
It holds more than it should.
Cool. This bag seems to have a lot of
And
holding
burps.
room.
It's just all
Another
falling
thing
through
over
the
my
bag.
shoulder, and let's go.
All right. So Treek 20,
22.
22.
you look into the bag and you see a void into the abyss. Oh shit, wrong one.
You
Okay.
accidentally fall in. Whoops. 18.
You
Car,
peek in 21.
21.
T.
21.
25.
T, Treek, Car, K, and then the Ghoul.
Of course.
Well, I
This thing
think
does
the
not
lowest-
fucking live.
Who was our lowest
What?
initiative?
I rolled
18.
a 5
Yeah,
plus
So-
1.
fair enough.
He goes 3 rounds from now.
It's not gonna matter. Won't
Does
last
he
that
have a
long.
turn? I don't know.
I don't think he gets a turn. T, you're first up as you're hearing Car talk about something that wants to eat his face.
Remember
All right,
the sharp metal stick. That's the important part here.
How close can I get to it?
You can get. You have what? 30 feet?
45.
Because monk.
You can get almost fully there.
Okay, and where is said thing?
It is right around here. As soon as I stop having the ruler, yeah, thank you. Because
It's right there.
Into the
Car was
cage.
here. This thing jumped over Car. It's right here. It's right in front
And
of the
I'm
cage.
where?
You would end up here.
So do I have 10 feet?
It'd be
Question mark?
It'd be 10 feet from you, yes.
Also, the weirdness of the
Okay.
grid not lining up is
I
giving
know,
me
I hate it so much. I wish I could turn off the grid for roll 20. I really need to figure out how to do it.
It's when you're adjusting like settings on each of the pages, it
Yeah,
gives you the
I'll
option to
have to play
turn the
with
grid
that.
on or off.
So it is 10 feet.
You also have to figure out how to shrink your player icons because holy crap.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
No,
that was the
So-
reason I didn't mess with it all weekend. It was gone all weekend.
Is there
Wait,
a
Is it
straight
in that
line?
menu as the deck size?
A straight line.
That won't hit anybody else?
Yeah, as long as you are essentially looking directly at it, Car would be to the right.
All right, we're gonna do Breath of the Dragon, fire damage,
Dex save.
13.
11.
Oh shit.
Fails.
My dice really don't want to roll good.
It's okay. Neither did mine. 3 damage.
Nice.
You charred a little bit. Yeah. It kind of. It does not look friendly.
Well, obviously not. We'll do one more breath weapon.
Okay.
13 dex.
Passes.
It still takes half damage.
That could be one.
7 damage, so half a 7.
Is 4. Cool. You kind of chart a little bit more.
Get my turn.
This time you see bits of the ghoul kind of rescind back, and you see a bit more skeleton to it. Treek.
You car.
Yeah, I hadn't figured
Treek's
it
gonna
out.
take his full movement into the room.
Alright, so 30 feet, so it gets you to the door.
The door.
And then
You see this partial skeleton, partial ghoul.
yeah, Treek's gonna take the bow that's on his back that he hasn't used in like years. Not years, but and then just try to shoot it.
So I'm going to state, technically, T is in between you and it.
Oh, I can't maneuver myself.
So that's
You can literally get to the door.
Fine, then I need to make a deck save then. I'm not here risking shit.
No, it's fine. I have deflect missiles.
Are you
So
sure?
if you roll low enough, she can potentially catch it.
Okay. And then I guess I'll longbow if it's okay.
Yeah.
Yo,
A 16
shoot
hit?
me.
16 hits. I was going to say, just
Sweet.
don't roll below like a 7.
That's a 9 piercing damage.
Cool. You watch as your arrow shoots through it and kind of... and you watch as it collapses apart. Car, as you watch it collapse, you feel your magic dissipate from your skeleton, and then you realize that whatever the school was, it turns into like a liquid next to the skeleton, as if it didn't fully take it over yet.
oh.
And you watch it start to seep into the floor.
Are you
Well,
playing
that's
with the
interesting.
well car?
Yes.
Treek after he puts the
I
bow
just
down.
I needed to know what was down there. At
Obviously,
least I didn't go
death and
myself.
destruction.
Well, yeah, that's why I sent something that was already dead.
You'll find though.
Yeah, sure. I'm a little
Fine,
sad
fine.
that Jack is gone.
Whatever. Do we want to check with that last room up the stairs, or do we want to head out now?
Did I get all the papers that were from anything in here? Or were there none?
There are none in here.
And just
Okay.
to be clear, we did open all the prisons, right? Not just the ones that we looked at.
Yes, you opened everything.
Prior to the. Okay.
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
'Cause
no,
there
you
is
guys
one
make
more
sure
door.
everyone get out.
Hey guys, I heard a commotion.
Yeah, you guys arrived out like, what's going on?
What happened?
Car was being an idiot, that's all you need to know.
Yeah, fits.
Okay.
Complete, actually
So,
valid answer.
Wait, so did anybody look down the well?
If you look down that well, you're being shot.
I mean, I looked down it, and it wasn't that big a deal. It was the part where something started to climb up the well. That was the problem.
Wait, so we gotta go down there and stop the thing from climbing up, right?
No.
Oh,
No.
it's already super dead.
Could we blow up the well?
I'm concerned that anything you put down there is just gonna somehow come back as a like. Just don't even throw pebbles down there at this point.
No, I mean like literally just collapsing the top of the well, so nothing can be falling down there.
Well, I imagine there'd be some rubble that falls down there, and
But
I
it
don't
won't be
want
able
to
to get
fight
out because
like.
the top is gonna be collapsed.
I feel like it would get out eventually.
You could just throw a fireball down there.
No.
I don't think that's a good idea.
If we can't just
I'm
leave
curious
it
about the
open.
nature of it.
Fireball ghoul.
right?
Ghoul
Because
fireball.
yeah, you end up with a fire elemental ghoul. That's horrifying.
God.
No, not at all. I think it's a great idea. Do it.
No, fuck you.
So
God,
no,
shut up, we're
the thing
talking.
the thing that I'm concerned with, right, is we don't know what the magic is down there that's doing this. We can't leave it open.
A ritual
because
cast
someone
detect
could-
magic.
Well,
How long
fine.
did it take?
Just 10 minutes.
10
I think.
minutes. Well, then
Fine, take all the fun out of it.
while we're
No,
all down here
My
and you're doing
concern
that.
is like if there's say a liquid down there that coming into contact with it turns you into a ghoul, which I suspect on account of when we killed this one, it melted away the liquid before my
Did your rope
spirit
come
was
back as an
vanished.
undead?
I don't imagine the rope hit the bottom. Like
The rope was
I
wrapped
was
around your skeleton, wasn't it?
no, it
The
was in its
skeleton
hand.
came in.
So if the skeleton was holding it and set its feet down in say 2 inches of some potion down there or some alchemical brew, then it would have started transforming before
Oh,
or after
I'll
it let
start the
go of the
ritual.
rope.
I hand them the notes from the other room. Maybe this will help.
Yeah.
Oh
we
yeah,
can't-
and I also would say the contents of the contract I found.
My point is, if we leave this thing unsupervised, it's just going to turn into a nightmare in this city.
Oh,
So
I agree
detect
with
magic
you.
is
Fine.
30 feet. Which
But I mean, the thing is, right? My skeleton.
An
I'm
army
sorry.
of undead starting from the slums.
But
And all of these ghouls are obsessed with throwing more people into the well.
it's a skeletal spirit, right? So, like, it's not living matter, but it was converted. The thing that I'm worried about is if we try to collapse it and whatever's down there makes corpses around whatever is introduced to it. We don't know what's going on. And I think, like, yes, you're absolutely right. It is reckless endangerment to leave it open where someone could gain access to it. But I think
Hey guys, you want to turn this into our base of operations for a while?
No.
yes,
No.
Absolutely
yes.
not. No, no,
Oh, Cara immediately.
no,
Yes.
no.
This is
No.
a brilliant idea. I support this.
We're not. No, absolutely not.
But just
That was a
don't
joke.
fall
I'm
in the
doing a
well.
ritual. Shush.
Stop distracting me, you guys. God.
I mean, the smartest thing would be to tell the resident dragon.
You're absolutely right.
Should we also tell them that the institution has a headhunt on magical creatures?
Yeah.
Probably.
And
I can understand why you might think that's a good idea. I love how someone's just casually pinging the stairs.
Stairs.
No, I mean it makes sense, but I didn't bother exploring those other rooms. So
Wait.
hey,
oh
I have a
shit!
question
How am
for
I
everyone.
talking? My mic's not on. What the fuck?
I
can
may
hear
have an
you.
answer for you.
That's fucking weird. Hold on.
I had
Does
that
anyone
same
know anyone
problem.
that's got shrinking magic?
Technically, but
Yeah, you have shrinking magic. You're a
Yes,
fairy.
I do. Does anyone know anyone that has permanent shrinking magic?
I mean,
No.
for now,
This
no.
is very uncomfortable.
Sorry.
Yes.
So
All right,
did you finally hit puberty?
Ouch.
Uh,
So what's the plan?
Tariq, you head back to that door.
Yep.
Are you gonna open it?
Well, you didn't say there was anything. Let's check for traps because I'm not that dumb.
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, that's a 4 with a nat 1. I
You
believe the
see
story is
no
safe.
traps.
The story is safe.
Looks good to me.
Treek's gonna open the door.
You
'Cause that was
open
a
the
nat
door
1.
to pure darkness.
Aw.
You kind of feel around and realize you're in a very small area. But you immediately recognize the feeling. It feels very homey, and you realize you're inside a tree.
What?
So
Can I feel around for a door?
Yeah, give me another investigation check.
Oh, come on, please.
a
18.
stumble around blind check.
You kind of start banging your hands against something, and then you push on something, and you see it starts to slide, and you can see bright light.
I'm assuming invisible
Um,
darkness if he couldn't see the doorknob.
There was no doorknob. It was a small button.
So he could still
Treacle.
see. Oh wait, you're not an elf.
I'm technically enough. I still have dark vision. I have not gone down enough for not lose
It
dark vision.
couldn't be more than 200 feet from the shed we were just in, so
It is not.
Unless it's a
It's a
magical
small-
portal.
Nope. It is a small little. Where the hell's Freyfar? There it is. It is a
Okay.
small tree, just a little bit to the west of the shed. As you're looking around.
So
Do I see anything weird when I open it? Like anything outside that I should be concerned about?
great
No.
idea. right.
Okay.
Great idea. Bad pitch. Just hear me out. What if I know that I'm the one that's concerned, right? But what if we dropped a torch down there? That would first of all let us know the limits of whether or not it's going to animate anything that falls down there, but also if there's a liquid, if it's just like a barrier that you pass through, you know, we could get maybe some more idea of what's going on down there without being there ourselves.
I light a torch
Yes.
and drop it down the well.
Could I attempt to get it safely?
So you drop a torch down there, right?
Yeesh.
Yes, it is lit.
Okay. You watch as it falls. You see it hit liquid. For a brief moment, it starts to flicker out. And then it starts to reascend towards you.
Jesus
Okay.
fuck.
So
It is going
It-
very slow, though. Like, ungodly slow.
And it looks like a ghoul.
it may still be forming at this point.
It is very, very small. It's like
I cast Mind Sliver on it.
Does
It's a 16 intelligence.
have a mind.
Your mother was a candle.
16 intelligence?
Yep.
Ow.
Saves.
Wisdom save 14.
Fails.
Yeah, there's no way it has more than a 1 wisdom.
No, I rolled a natural 1, more importantly.
You
'Cause
take
I
6
rolled
points
a-
of psychic damage.
I rolled an 18 on the intelligence save.
Your mother was a tinder and your father was a flint. All right.
Uh,
Sparks fly.
As you do that, you see it kind of it falls back down for a brief moment and then starts to slowly continue its climb.
We're gonna have to wait for it to get out before we can kill it dead. Otherwise, it's gonna fall back in there and continue to reanimate.
No
This is probably
fucking
what-
shit.
But
This
that
is probably when
does
Shriek
tell
would
us
walk back in.
something with definite certainty, because that torch isn't a magical construct at all, and it
It'll
doesn't
latch
even
onto
have a
whatever
vaguely
material.
humanoid form. So yeah, collapsing it is just going to create a bunch of rock zombies.
As it gets closer, you realize it has about 8 legs. Coming
Oh,
Oh.
that's horrific.
What? Trick
Holy
Because-
fuck.
Did the
So I
body
found
grow
it-
another body on top of it?
What are you?
Was there a
Why?
spider on
It's
that
like
torch?
almost a much longer like being as it climbs up. And then it kind of sits
Does it
atop.
look sort of like a centipede with a flame for a head?
Yeah.
I mean, it could always be worse. If it had wings, then he would just call it a firefly.
I thought about it. Decided against it. I thought this was creepier. You
Oh,
see
I
it
mean, for
kind of,
sure, you win.
Like, almost look like it's looking around. Kind of like.
Is it up here?
Yeah. It's like on top of the thing, just looking around.
Like on the rim of the well, then?
Yes.
Okay.
Stab. I'd like to stab.
Give
I
me
like
an
to cast
attack
stab.
What is? Trick walk.
16.
Misses. You watch as it jumps away and kind of looks at you.
He
Fuck
threw
that,
fucking
attack
fire
again.
into the well.
Hey guys,
No
I found
way.
the door. What the fuck is that?
They threw fire in the fucking well.
I'm
I thought we agreed not to.
be frantically
Yeah,
trying to hit it
okay.
and missing.
What'd you roll?
A 12.
Yeah, no.
thought
You
a
watch as
16
it
would
jumps
hit.
away again.
I activate my Mantle of
Swing for its
Majesty. I
lunge in his
use my
face.
bonus action to cast Command.
Hold on.
Day.
Hold on. First of all, does it
sits
Down, boy.
It's like
Hold on.
it weirdly sits and just looks at
Does it
you.
even look violent? Does it look violent towards us?
Give me an insight check.
That's what I'm checking as I walk in, as you guys are just assaulting it.
Animal handling.
Oh,
Oh,
look
no.
at the puppy
Aw.
torch. Look at the puppy
I'm
torch.
making myself guidance. So that's 13 plus. That's a 16.
It's more like a torch.
It didn't
spider
seem to
than
be
anything.
latching on to anyone like the other ghouls were.
But
Yeah.
okay, first of all, stop. Second of all, it's not trying to do anything. It's just looking at all of you. You not to notice that
Looking
the
with
ones
what?
that came out of the well.
It's fucking fire.
It's
Yeah, and
fire
is it
with
trying-
8
is it-
limbs.
Is it trying to attack you like the other ghouls would?
It's just like a debeaked head crab.
I will pause for
It's
a moment to see if
perfectly
it tried
safe.
to attack me.
It latches to your face.
I will ready.
Right.
Shield.
To fire
ready-
You
fire.
see, it kind of walks around the rim of the well, and then kind of like climbs down. And you watch as it starts to go over to some other torches and starts taking their flame, making its flame a little bigger.
Oh dear.
Oh no,
Slowly.
it's just gonna try to get bigger.
Oh
This
lord.
is not safe, right?
It's gonna
Cast fireball
eat
on itself.
fire, and then next
I-
thing we know, it's gonna be walking through town, burning it all down.
Can I just,
Well, why don't we
Uh,
just put out the flame and?
I use vicious mockery again. Your mother was a hamster. Your father was addicted to elderberries.
What was the save?
14 wisdom.
It just passes with a 19. I rolled a
I'm
19
breathing
minus 4.
I'm breathing.
fuck this, I'm
How
breathing
does-
on it.
no,
You're gonna
hold on. How
aggressively
does this
blow
thing
out
have
the
plus
flames.
4 wisdom?
Minus 4.
13 cold
Minus
damage on
4.
dex save.
He rolled
19.
a 19 minus 4.
He takes half.
That's how it saves. I rolled really good. He just has shit wisdom.
Brian?
Yep, go ahead.
Dex save.
Dex
Dex
save.
save for the boy. I'm breathing on him.
Oh, I forgot to roll my magic.
Motherfucker! You have a plus 4 to your dex. Fuck you. 10.
That fails. He takes 13 cold damage.
Yeah, you put out the fire and it kind of goes limp. And you watch as the ooze, as it fully dissipates, the ooze starts to sink into the floor.
So we're done with this shit, right? We're not touching anything else. Nothing goes going the well, right?
Oh,
We need
absolutely.
Unless you want to make a gold.
But
Unless you
now,
want to make a gold ghoul.
Let's not. Let's just.
No.
wait a second.
No.
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 That sounds
no.
like a
Wait.
terrible idea.
I'm going
I-
to.
I
Some
know
of us
you
need to
think,
wait
no?
here. Some of us need to contact the dragon of the city to let them know what the hell's going on here.
Who knows how to do that? 'Cause
Yeah.
I fuck
Contact the
stuff.
dragon?
And the fact
Actually-
that the institution is behind this, something tells me we're not going to be able
It's
to.
not
get-
exactly going to go over well.
Yeah.
Hello, immortal dragon of the city. There's a really creepy thing down here under this building. Please come and do something about it.
It's
Now-
either that or we see if the metal cage covers the well.
That's also an option something we could do.
Oh, I was thinking of like putting a wooden cap over the well entirely. That way we don't have to worry about anything else falling in there.
Well, if the cage is big enough, it'll cover it all.
I mean,
I just want to go check on Tulo and Tuvan.
I mean,
Well, you can go ahead and do
they
that.
left the building with the rest of the
I know.
escapees.
But they'd probably be at the ferry circle.
I
It
would
would
also
be.
like to check back at Silver Moon if anyone's come up. with
and.
Well, what are we doing with the body, first of all?
Oh, I'm torn. So my
the
question is.
Fae folk wanted them.
Well, then we
Right, the
should probably
faithful
do
wanted the body.
that before we deal with this well.
So should I just have him walk out of here, or does someone want to carry it?
Just carry him like he's drunk.
Fair enough.
Anyone got a face mask?
I mean,
Put it
we
on
should
him.
all be still carrying our mask.
Yeah.
I couldn't
Yes.
resist the joke. I couldn't.
I was going to offer you the flying carpet. Just toss him on the flying carpet and
That's
that could be
true.
done too.
bring
That
the
works.
body wherever you need to bring it. And you could have the carpet wrapped around him. It still flies either way. It might look a little bit suspicious, but
Yes, never mind. You know what? This is a great idea. Brilliant idea. I vote. I'll just like put his body on the carpet, roll the carpet up, and then have it fly, but still like hold on to it to give the illusion that I'm just carrying it on my shoulder. No one's going to ask any questions of the necromancer with a dead body rolled up in a carpet.
Is it? Well, I was going to say, I'm a cleric. We could just say I'm escorting a drunk man home.
Yeah.
That makes that raises far fewer questions.
Exactly.
Go with that.
okay, take out the carpet and I roll the body onto the carpet.
Okay.
I'm going to stay here and I'm going to put my tiny hut over this well so nothing can frickin' get to this thing until you guys get back with help.
Okay.
Again, I'm just going to say, I doubt anyone's going to come help with this hole because of who is responsible.
Well, then we're going to have to figure out a means of permanently containing it ourselves. Either way, we should probably do some research then.
We should build a guild hall here. I bet the taxes are really low in this area of the city.
I refuse.
You know, that's
The problem with containing it is people still know that it exists. So they're gonna come and look for it no matter if we set up shop here or not. That way,
You're
if the
not
dragon knows
wrong.
about it, maybe she can get some
Can we
confident people
figure
over
this out
here.
later? After we've all
Yeah.
had time to think about it.
Various, let's go.
uh
All right.
Darius just wants to be back down to their normal size.
I really do. I can't fit in pockets anymore.
so
can't. Go ahead.
You can sit on my
would
shoulder.
I have any connections through the institute that I could leverage to gain an audience with the dragon?
I will also state to you, Carr, because I stated this to Kay and I almost forgot. You've never heard it referred to as the Institute. It has always been
Okay.
referred to as the
The
Academy.
Academy. And that's what I assumed it was as well. But I was just making sure it wasn't accidental, inconsistent
Nope.
world building. Okay,
This-
cool.
This was not, and very much on purpose.
Okay. Regardless, at the academy, then would I have any contacts that I could leverage to
Yes.
inquire about a meeting with the dragon? Then I suppose I will pursue that route if anyone wants to accompany me.
Please, somebody accompany him.
Well, I'm trustworthy.
Yes,
you're
but the
not.
last time I accompanied you to some important meeting, we kind of got in some shit, so I don't really want to be the volunteer this time. I'm sorry. Nothing against you, just that was my. That's all I'm saying.
Technically, the last time you accompanied me was when we ran into this building, and then
Call that an important
you know what?
meeting, more of like a raid, you know?
Yeah, but you know what though? Fine. It was fine. But we did meet someone. We just killed him,
Loose
which is what we should have done last time.
Oh my god.
Up for debate.
Let's just cover it, and let's leave out the secret exits I found, and then let's go into town.
So you got a shout out from that, yeah.
All right, fair enough.
All right. So, V, T, Therius, and Treek are going to this fairy circle, correct?
Yes.
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 Uh,
I don't know if he's coming with us.
I thought V was going back to the tavern.
oh yes, V's going to the tavern. That's correct. Thank you. He's going
I
to
would
the
go back.
Silver Moon. That's right. He's
Um,
going in to check on people. Is essentially what it was. Right?
yeah. Just before I split off from everyone else or anyone else, I do want to go up to Kay and be like, hey, you remember those dice that we found back in the Omniwood?
Joke's on you, he's not there.
Oh, you're not there.
Kay's not there.
What the? What the? Okay.
To be fair, he never tells us he leaves.
That's what
Exactly.
I'm. God damn it. Okay.
Yeah, no, he's just
At least
gone.
say bye.
He's just Batman.
I mean, does that make y'all Commissioner Gordon?
I
Oh, yeah.
mean,
I
You
don't
know, it
think
makes-
I would ever be Commissioner Gordon, no matter how twisted.
No, it makes me the Flash. So they just do that all the time?
Unfortunately, now that we can do about it.
No, well, technically I could. I could stop branding him, and I could just know where he is.
I
That's a
love
thing
that
I can
idea.
do. Like, fucked up, but
Alright.
You put a fucking tracker on an animal.
So as you guys all had your separate ways, with Camilla staying to guard the evil well, Car, as you're, are you flying?
I will, but I just want to, like, as a last remark on my way out, I'm just gonna shoot back. And as curious as I know you must be, because I am, don't try putting anything magical down the well.
I
And I'm
can't
gonna
hear
walk
you.
away.
Tiny Hut's up.
It doesn't matter. That's like, I know, but also I still say it.
Car,
But yes, I would be flying directly to the academy.
give me a perception check.
Sure thing. Where is my? I swear I'm gonna push the wrong button again. This one.
I want
won't be the
this
first time,
one.
won't be the last.
16.
You see, Kay heading towards the same direction.
Then
Your
I guess
purpose
I
below.
will swoop down and alight on the ground so I fall in even step with Kay. So I guess we both had the same idea then?
Possibly. What's yours?
Well, someone's got to talk to this dragon, and I think I know someone that could get me an audience.
Definitely not the same idea then.
Well, I will accompany you until we split to go our separate ways.
Alright then. SK is still like adjusting his shoulder a little bit.
Kind of trying to get that kink out that you get stuck
Yeah.
with, where you're like, oh, come on.
Yep.
All right. So we're gonna do you two first, and then go to the rest. So you guys arrive at the academy. The guards kind of look you both over. They're the same guards as before. They kind of immediately go, okay, fine. We don't want to get yelled at by boss man again, and step aside, opening the door. You guys arrive to the secretary's table. Well, hi, sugars. How can I help y'all today? Where are we headed?
I'm gonna gesture to allow you to speak first.
And this is this still Diane from last
is.
time, or
It is.
okay? I'm more inquiring on the presence of someone. Is Nevin about currently?
Oh, well, of course.
Okay. Would you know where he is? Is he in his quarters or otherwise?
Last I knew, he was checking in with Mr. Beffos. So, I believe you know where he is. You were escorted by him last time?
Yes, I would. Thank you for the information, and
Of course.
so I'll make my way that way.
And how can I help
And-
you?
I'm just checking in on an old instructor that I had. Um, am I free to wander about the premise?
Yes, of course. Your mother's research gives you access to most of the campus.
Okay. That's good. And just to be clear, there's which areas specifically would be off limits?
Well, the girls' dorm, just 'cause, you know.
And I would give a half-hearted smile.
As
Shut.
well as, because you are not currently a student of the um, alchemy section, there are certain chemicals you do not have access to, so those closets would be off limits to you. And
One other, more to my point. The library. I still retain access to all of your tomes, correct?
there are no limits on our tomes.
Okay. Then I think that'll be all, and I'll go ahead and start making my way towards private, towards the private office of my instructor from when I was briefly studying here prior.
All right. So you start heading that way. Uh, so we'll jump back to you in a moment, Sean.
That's
Uh,
fine.
Kay, you enter the elevator. I assume.
Yeah.
You go to hit the button down, and about the floor before the door opens, no one's there. You try to close the door, head down, the door once again opens.
Hmm. Okay.
This feels very weird. You've always, anytime you've visited, when it comes to especially your research, you always have access to this. So it feels like there's something going wrong here as you're hitting the button.
Okay. Go to my quarters for now.
All right.
My place of residence.
So you kind of tap the button to go back up and head back up to your quarters, very confused. Um, you see that your name has been removed.
Ah.
And as you enter, nothing else is there.
Okay. Does it seem like it's occupied by anyone, or is it just a vacant room?
Just a vacant room for now.
Okay. Can I do like an investigation check or anything to see if there's anything left behind randomly? Anything?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Feel free.
Because why not? Let's see, plus 1. It's 12.
You see a couple of, like, as you kind of like move the desk around, you see a couple of your old labels with what is clearly your handwriting and some of your corks that you know had fallen behind the desk. It almost feels like it was a rushed cleanup in here, not what you know as the usual when a student leaves.
Okay. Okay. I'll message you about everything else I'll do in the meantime.
Okay. Sean, you head into your professor's room. Your professor, very robust orc, kind of looks at you as you head in. Well, hello, my boy. It's been a hot minute.
That it has, sir. And I'd kind of glance about as I step into the room. Uh, Begging your pardon if I'm interrupting, but I've come seeking a favor, and you are perhaps the uh, best equipped to help me out.
Well, of course, my boy. How can I help you?
So, I've stumbled across a liquid that seems to not even reanimate, but create an undead around any object introduced to it. Um, and as I'm sure you can figure out on your own, that creates some public health hazard and some what's the word? Problems for containing it. It's not something you could simply just bury. Um, and so I felt it was the best course of action to notify uh, the local dragon, and then if you would assist me in doing some research, maybe we can sort out what this is and how best to either uh, neutralize it or destroy it.
Hmm. So, what's really intriguing, and you see he gets out of his desk and starts to head over to his back bookshelf, is I had a student quite a few years ago now who had a similar hypothesis that he was working towards. Um, and you see he pulls out this book and pulls it open, starts flipping through some of the pages. Essentially, he had a way of ha- having a liquid that would animate objects and such to use as additional labor force. I believe he was from the Forsaken, same as you. Uh, his was blood, though. So, was this blood? Do you know?
I can't say for certain. I wasn't able to get close enough. I didn't want to risk an incident. But you
Smart
mentioned
choice.
his was for the intent of reanimating a workforce.
With
However,
inanimate objects more so than bodies. Um,
yes, but I introduced a skeletal servant of my own to this liquid, and it became distinctively hostile. Uh, I had lost control over it, which made me think that, if it was something that I could create, servants with, it's not nearly as problematic. But having feral undead running loose,
is
that could be
problematic.
that could be disastrous for everyone here, especially since it is contained within town. I mean, technically just outside the walls, but still very problematic.
Because you said you introduced living, or formerly living matter to it, and it reacted hostilely. Right?
That, uh, more or less, yes. It was a magical construct that was a skeleton. But we also introduced a torch to it, uh, in an attempt to gain some illumination and insight as to what had happened to my servant. And it was decidedly less hostile, but we did notice it going around consuming the flames of other torches, which is, while it's not overtly hostile, that's still threatening to the city in the
And to
sense
gain
of,
power, yes.
yeah, you don't want a giant flame wandering around town, even if it is docile and pliable or pliant.
It's very odd. Because I've had other students, not in my courses. I mainly deal in necromancy. But there are courses on transmogrification and that sort of magic. So it's very odd that um, that kind of scenario was happening. So, I wonder if there was something introduced to this. And he taps on the book, the student's research that could lead to that kind of reaction.
Yes.
When it comes to an audience with Pivoth, you will need to either speak to the dean or Mr. Bethos. I can make an attempt, but I'm not a high priority. Necromancy, as you know, is still seen as a more frowned upon form of magic.
Just a hair shy of outright evil, if I recall correctly. Yes, I'm familiar, but because this was in the basement of someone uh that was employed by an organization, and I don't know who's involved, I feel hesitant to make my circle very large. And I just made the presumption, with the dean being, not to be offensive, but more or less equivalent to an automaton.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I thought maybe he would be less equipped. But if you're telling me that that's the direction I should go, uh, I'll certainly do that. But would you mind reading through your student's work and seeing if you can figure out how best to neutralize his magic?
I can see what I can research on nullifying necrotic magics. I mean, I'm kind of used to it, but this feels a little more advanced.
Yes. And I'll be along as soon as I can to assist in the research. And we can actually move this to a field study if you so choose when we get back, or when I get back.
Oh, I will definitely, if we can get that, I will definitely put in for that. That could actually be a really interesting study for some of the younger students too. He leans or slides the paper over to you. You see it has his seal, which is an orc skull with a flower growing out of the eye socket. He hands the paper to you. Just have the dean sign that and present it to the uh, Dragon's Guard. They should let you in. No questions asked further from that.
I appreciate your help. I'll see you soon,
Of
hopefully.
course.
And I'll go ahead and collect the paper and quickly make my way out of the room up towards the dean's office.
Mm-hmm. So you once again go in and you meet the dean, who, as you know, is essentially a brain that has no new thoughts.
Yes.
But you go
It's
in and
amazing how appropriate an analogy that is for the American school system.
I know, right? Isn't it hilarious? Uh, but as you arrive in, um, the dean goes, "Hello. How can I help you today?"
Hello, sir. I come seeking an audience with the dragon. I have this letter here. As you can see, I had already discussed it with my instructor, and he gave his seal of approval. I'm just looking for your final sign off.
Of
I have
course.
a great matter of public health that I feel needs to be addressed quickly.
You see, he kind of leans forward. His eyes kind of look at it, scan the seal. Not a problem. Presses his hand to it, putting his seal. Hands it back to you. Best of luck. Kind of gives you
Thank
that
you,
kind
sir.
of weird, like robotic smile.
I will return the smile uncomfortably, before thanking him again and making my way towards the dragon's chambers, I suppose.
All right. So, we're gonna jump over to first V and then everyone else. So V, you as you're getting closer to the silver moon, you hear it is very rambunctious in there right now. Speaking of
That's the
rambunctious,
sirens go off.
Yeah.
That's how rambunctious it is.
Oh, are you guys hearing the sirens?
oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, it's Tacoma, alright? Just be glad they're not gunshots.
Valid. But yeah, the you hear is very ruckus in there as you get closer.
Given the circumstances, I will speed up a little bit.
As you enter, you see that a lot of the creatures did very much come here, and you see they all seem to kind of be arguing amongst each other. Especially the werewolves, the ghost, and the vampires. This is the first time you've gotten to see the ghost here, though.
Just out of curiosity, I know I'm not there, but like, are the vampires at least sun-singed?
Some of them, but more it's God, Vlad, right? No.
The Impaler.
No. What was his name? God.
Vincent?
Vincent,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
I knew I would remember. I knew it was a V at least this time. Knew it. Vincent
Making progress.
is being very vocal. Shouting that more vampires were taking, he deserves a bigger cut of taking down, or a bigger slice of the hunter, essentially, is what he's saying. You can clearly hear him shouting. See Dolores in the background, kind of just waiting to see how this all goes out. She seems very intent. And then you see the gremlin kind of, as the shouting's going on, kind of like going to all the different really dirty monsters and such that just came back, and slowly like cleaning them, like ripping off like the dirt off them and going just eating it. It's weird to watch as they're kind of like, what the oh, okay, it's just you little fuck.
Love Gremlin.
Creep.
I'm
Yes.
going to not wanting to provoke myself as a part of this conversation. I'm gonna try to just kind of flank around, get towards Dolores, see if I can talk to her without getting involved.
So I need you to give me a stealth check.
Sure.
Alright, roll for social awkwardness.
Oh, I rolled a 2.
Yeah,
Um,
it's social awkwardness.
You immediately get pointed out by both what you can assume is the alpha of the local pack and Vincent, who go,
Bitch.
what are your thoughts on this whole situation? Who gets the bigger cut off the slice of meat that we're calling that piece of shit that took from us?
Who's like taking about one step to the right and is kind of already looking that way, slowly turns back. I mean, look, the way I see it, do I have the body? Where's the body? You're fighting over something you don't have.
Where is the body?
Hey, don't look at me. I just heard that some people got out. I came to see how people's was doing. Everyone good? Didn't be fighting over nothing. Looks like everyone's doing much better than they were before.
One sec.
Was only one of the people that was in the room with them.
I just rolled a natural 20.
I don't know what that's for, but I'm scared.
Everybody knows you.
The monsters that got rescued recognize you.
Son of a bitch.
He's the one that saved us!
Uh-oh.
So, Vincent turns to you. So, where's the body?
I gotta be honest, I don't really know. I just kind of rushed back here to figure out what the fuck happened. All y'all ran away, and then I had to figure out what the fuck happened, so I figured you end up here. Excuse me for having some care for the rest of you. Fuck, shit, man.
But where's the body? Did you bury it?
That-
Did you give it to
it was-
someone else?
Well, we was gonna throw it down the well, but apparently that well's fucking horrible, so, I don't know. I left it with my friends. They might have done something with it.
They all kind of get little, like, you see the werewolves kind of start, like, scratching into the tables, and you see Dolores goes, hey, are you resurfacing those?
You gonna pay for that?
They kind of pick their hands up and start picking at their hands.
No, bad.
That's mahogany.
Just a little bit of lemon in it.
No, I mean, it's either that or you can use a rolled up, boop them on the snoot.
Just whack.
You see, they kind of go back to arguing back and forth about what they want to do now, because they've kind of had this neutrality because of the hunter. I mean, Hunter's gone. But they kind of let you go around them as Dolores goes, nice work.
Don't mention it. As fucking crazy as they all are, they deserve better than that.
Yeah, nobody deserves to be experimented on. She kind of nudges over to some of the weaker vampires you can see in the corner. They're scarred up to hell, but some of the other vampires are pretty much like giving them like buckets and buckets of blood, just trying to get them kind of back to health. You see a lot of the werewolves are being given similar things, different meats and stuff, just trying to get them healed back to health after you can tell some of them have been almost ripped to pieces as you see scarring all over them from they have accelerated healing. Does not matter when you're being ripped apart every single day. And you can see some of the scarring on them. And then she looks at you. Of course, you and I know all about that, huh?
Give a... Yeah. Just a little bit of a firm nod with that one.
Is that why you were so adamant to help?
Look, it's not that I hold anything against this, just it's hard to feel like this is a good thing when it happened
was forced.
to me that way.
Yeah. That's how I used to look at it. But when I got out, found my pack, made it a lot easier. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe that's what those weirdos you run around with are for you for now. They're your pack. You keep them safe, you care about them, obviously. This is my pack. Every last one of these dumb sons of bitches. But don't always look at it as a curse. It's only a curse if you let it be. Then she hands you a small water. Drink up. You need it. And she kind of pats you on the shoulder hard.
We just kind of sits there thinking for a minute. And I think he's just going to hang out in the monster bar for most of the rest of the day, unless someone tries to contact him.
Alright.
Thinking stuff over.
And then we're going to jump over to the 3 transporting the body.
Yep.
Yep.
You guys arrive at the fairy circle. You see that it has actually been literally forcibly expanded.
Oh.
Makes sense with how many people probably ran through here.
But yeah, it is much bigger. But you don't see any fae or anything nearby. Actually, each of you give me a perception check.
Got it. 22. My passive perception, basically. Yeah.
16.
18.
All right. So, T and Treek, you guys see just on the edge of the wood, a very tall Fae kind of watching you guys as he walks forward. You recognize it as Cyrus, the individual from Omniwood.
Oh.
See, he kind of gives you a couple slow claps. Good job.
Thank you.
So, am I allowed to deliver? He looks at the carpet. I assume that's him. I assume that's why you're here.
You're not going alone if that's what you want.
I'm just going to deliver it to Master Graypool.
And how would we know that we're getting paid? And you're not going to take all the glory.
Valid. So, I am Faye. I am bound to my word. So, how would you like it done? How would you like it set? How's that? I'll let you make it. Not so, little one. You were shorter last time we met. Like, much shorter.
Wild magic. I would like
Of
to return
course.
to my regular height, but life's never that easy.
I mean, it can be.
You have my attention.
Oh boy.
How about some of the gold from the coffers goes missing, and call it that. I return you to your height, and I get glory for taking down the hunter. In the eyes of Court Graypool.
I'm gonna
You
look
still
at
get your pay.
Treek and T real fast. Trust me, you don't want the eyes of any of the circles on you if you're mortal.
Shriek puts his hands up. Not in it for glory. It's up to you, Therius.
Yeah, how much gold from the coffer do you want?
Call it 1,500.
How much were we getting before?
2,000.
Squeeze me?
I'm also returning the little one to his height. It is very annoying magic. Then I kind of like him at this size. He's easier to see.
You're annoying me.
I mean, it is kind of my job.
We are not. Yeah, haha. We are not getting paid less than what we put in. That's a joke.
Worth the effort. We'll call it 2,000 even, and I'll return him to his height. And I take the glory. How's that?
I'll look at Therius.
I mean, sure.
You're the one who doesn't want the eyes on us. It's your call.
I don't. Trust me, it's better that for all of you that you don't have any eyes on you. Personally, for me, I don't care.
Well,
As for
If you do
gold,
this again, though,
I don't care about that
your
either.
throat's gonna get cut.
My dear. And he goes from about 40 feet from you to directly in front of you. I wouldn't be too worried about that. Then you hear the clang of coins directly at your feet. Pleasure doing business. And, Tariq, were you carrying the body?
I was in the magic carpet.
Suddenly you feel the magic carpet, like, rush away from you. And then you feel it dropped, or you see it tossed back at you out of nowhere
Whatever.
without the body. And then there he is, as suddenly you feel yourself go back to normal size.
So much more comfortable.
Counting the gold and making sure it's not enchanted. If someone wants to help me with that part, so I'm not Arcana and based.
I'll cast detect magic then for you. I have that.
You realize there's actually 2,100 gold.
Oh.
50 of it is clearly cursed.
Fuck you.
Remove the. Fuck, I don't have identified.
50 of it is just chocolate.
Oh.
His throat's getting cut.
Good bit.
Classic trick.
Damn it.
Yes, 'cause this is fucking hilarious.
I mean, to a Fae, this is a everyday occurrence.
I feel like Therius would slowly open one of the chocolate ones and start eating it.
Oh, he totally is.
Shriek's just gonna shiver as he eats it.
I
I'm
think
just
the
walking away at
concerning
this
part
point.
is like, but what if it is just cursed chocolate?
We're about to fucking find out.
Well, yeah, if
Apparently.
there he's saying it, not my problem. And
there he is.
back with tea.
Yes?
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god.
You got it.
That's what he gets.
Oh
9.
no.
It is the best
Nine.
tasting chocolate you've ever had.
This is really
Fuck
good.
you guys for thinking I was about to curse chocolate coins. Fuck you both. Nah, it's
thought you were
delicious
making
ass
Sugar
chocolate.
Rush.
Fuck you. No,
I thought you were gonna give him a sugar rush.
no, actually,
Yeah, that's
it's
what I
not that
thought,
sweet.
right?
Actually, as Cyrus would have known that the first person to eat it would be Therius. He knows to kind of give it a more dark chocolate. But about halfway through the chocolate, your face is covered in it, and your belly is very full. But you can fit back in pockets, so you don't care. You don't have to fly.
Exactly.
So where should we should head back to the hut, right?
We should learn what the coins are cursed with.
I didn't
What's the
realize
magic?
I was still muted. You're not going in my pocket covered in chocolate.
That's
You're
fine.
not with us.
I was gonna say, I think
well,
Momo knows. It's just funny.
what's the school of magic of the cursed coins?
1 second.
Because detect magic lets me know that.
Oh, I know.
Necromancy.
No, it is illusion.
Illusion.
It is illusion magic.
Can I try to find out what the illusion is since I know it's illusion magic?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay, this is not gonna go well. A 14.
You pick up one of the coins that you detect is cursed, and as you pick it up, T and Therius, you see Tariq suddenly looks like he has has images drawn on his face.
Damn it.
Tariq, you notice nothing.
But it's so funny. What's going on?
Nothing.
That's an insight check in a third.
I don't think it needs one.
That's fair. That's a dirty 20, though.
I mean, he's clearly lying to you, but you have no fucking clue why.
I'll put the coin back and be like, God fucking damn it. I'm getting deja vu. Like, heavy deja vu from something. Don't know why.
Don't know why either.
I'm confused. So are we heading back to the hut, or what's going on?
I'm heading back to the tavern.
Should we go back there right now?
I mean, if you guys want
I'll
to get
knock.
a hold of V,
My Discord
He is tired.
I know, but there's a bunch of people.
Darius said we should keep the curse coins.
Of course you want to keep the curse
Of
coins.
course you want to, whatever.
Of course,
I
they're
can-
funny.
I can send a familiar in, or I can wild shape myself and let a friend know to warn everybody that we're coming.
Of course.
I hated that.
Me too.
I mean, sure, if you want.
Okay, I'll use a feature of I'll use some of my wild shape to summon Snow Owl, and I'll send it towards the tavern.
all right.
Don't we have a knock?
Yes.
We do, but I wasn't paying attention, so I'm just gonna send the owl.
So the owl heads that way.
Yep. And we slowly head after it.
And you, it kind of, are you gonna have it go directly in?
Well, it's gonna. It'd probably look for him at the door and then go in.
At the door, it doesn't see much because there's a lot of people in here.
It would then probably go in and start looking for him.
V, you see an owl perch on your shoulder.
Well, come you often?
Remind me, is the owl an actual animal?
No,
No.
No.
Cool.
it is Faye. Hold on.
Celestial fair fiend that's taken the form of an animal.
Yeah.
I don't.
V,
I don't know if I
as
can
this
get
thing is on your
weird.
shoulder, suddenly you feel something crawl up you, and you see the gremlin just put its mouth entirely on it, so its teeth like almost hit your shoulder, and goes, "Oh," and looks at you like, "I didn't do it."
Well, then it dissipates from his mouth.
And he is very sad.
He opens his mouth like,
Little
Well,
son
actually,
of a-
did it
Pick him
do
up and throw him onto
damage?
the
No, to
floor.
be fair, did it do damage?
It would have bit it, so yes.
Okay, then yeah, it did.
It's a light snack.
So, I just want to put this out there for everyone. You know that, like, that wasn't me, like old lady monster. From,
That's the entire joke. That is
yeah.
the entire joke. I want you to know. That's the entire joke I'm making. Is I didn't do that. Kind of looks disappointed, and then Dolores kind of bats it off, like, "Go do your job. God, you have to eat everything." Ah! And it crawls off.
I would feel the owl disappear, and I'd frown and go.
It
I think
reminds me of
somebody
the
just
wind-up
shot my
monkeys
owl.
from Dark Deception.
Probably the little goblin thing.
Oh shoot, you're right. Probably. Oh well.
We'll just do the knock.
Oh, that's right. It's a good thing you remember because I don't.
So you guys do the knock, and you see all the monsters kind of look confused. And then Dolores goes, "Hey, separate!" And you see some of them like separate. The ghouls go, "Oh!" And then one of the werewolves goes and opens the door for you all.
I'm in T's hood.
I walk in.
I follow.
V, you see them all enter.
Yeah, V is just sitting at the bar and he hears all this and he turns around. Oh, hey guys, come on, let's head to the room.
Yeah.
And he
Okay.
just leads the way.
Yep.
Excuse us, good buddies. Resume your regular activity in just a moment.
You see the gremlin kind of looks at all of you and just licks its lips like, because it realizes you guys are covered in ash, and it's like, "Ugh."
Hey, no.
Ah!
You ate my owl. No.
Kind of shoo away.
He looks at
Just
you
a
like,
minute, bro.
oh, meal?
No, it dissipated, remember? I assume.
Ah.
And I'll follow V.
You see Dolores, because you guys realize the gremlin's like slowly creeping up after you, and you see Dolores just grabs a hold of it and just yeets it across the room.
I love this.
And then it lands on the wall and just starts crawling, eating
Eat the
spider webs.
gremlin.
But you guys head up to the rooms.
You know, as we go, as the door is locked, we close the door and say, "So we delivered the body. How much we got? 2,000
We got-
normal gold, 50 cursed gold, and 50 chocolate coins. Is what it
There's
was.
2,000 gold. 50 of it was chocolate, 50 of it was cursed.
No, there was 2,100 gold. 50 of it was chocolate. 50 of it was cursed.
Gotcha.
We got-
Now there's only 49.
Now there's only 49
gold
chocolate,
pieces,
yeah.
chocolate gold pieces.
Yes.
49 and a half.
True.
Yeah.
So we effectively got 2,000.
Basically, yes.
And these fun ones. And Darius will pick up one of the cursed ones.
And you guys see writing all over Therius' face.
Oh,
This is why I
that's
was
why you were
laughing
laughing. Okay,
They got you good. That's a good one. I like that.
that's.
We could use that. That
okay.
might be funny.
That's what I said.
No, I like this one. This is gonna be fun.
I never disagreed with you. I
Go
just
to
didn't
be
know
the
what
dragon.
curse
We offer
did.
him
Calm down, Treek.
Oh my god, can we give the dragon a piece of gold? It's just-
That's what I'm
No.
saying.
No.
He wouldn't fall for it. They would never fall for it. But like,
True. It would be funny.
They're
So-
overcautious as it is.
so did you? I take it. It went well.
I
Sure.
assume so.
That the Fae we met over in Omniwood, Cyrus, took the body from us. Claiming
Claiming
glory
glory.
for it. Because, trust me when I say you don't want a knowing you. Especially powerful Fae. Because who knows when they'll just randomly pop up to screw with you because they're bored.
Who knows when they're gonna pop up in general?
So yeah, it was honestly better that he took it.
Yeah, probably.
That's fair.
And all of you can split the gold between all of you, because while Treek does carry my, I don't know how much I have at this point. Out of character comment, I know what I have.
Oh, okay.
But I really have no use for gold because I can basically eat crumbs and I don't really pay for any of the inn.
And a handkerchief is big enough for like 12 outfits.
Yeah.
And I'm not a really big. I don't need the gold as much as the rest of you do. So,
Do your fathers?
shit. That's a good point.
Yeah, you could just take your share and give it to your dads.
That's definitely what I'm going to do at this rate.
You can give them some of my gold too, because as I said, I don't need it.
Okay, thank you.
Out of character comment, you've got 808 of my gold.
Okay.
Just tell me how much I have to reduce off my thing.
Assuming we're just gonna wait for all of them.
I suppose.
So quick question, Kay, are you doing anything else special after that interaction?
After wandering for a little bit, I mean, he doesn't know the plan, so he's going to go back to the hut.
Got it. Car.
Yes.
So, 1 second, let me pull up my map of Freyfar. So you know that the dragon's castle, I'll call it that. It's essentially a very large. It looks a lot like the White House. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
Very large white building in the center of the city. Very walled off. As you get closer,
Is their Oval Office shaped like a dragon's egg?
oh, 100%. As you get closer, see the guards look at you. Drop all weaponry, including any tomes, magic items, scrolls, anything of the sort.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with disarming myself, so I can go ahead and start removing, like my daggers and Lord, I don't even know what kind of random crap I have on me. So I've got the dagger that I'll hand over.
You see as you
My
drop everything.
vampire. Yeah, more or less, I'm just gonna drop most everything. Hand him the healing potion and my poison. It'd be like, please don't mix those up. And
You
like,
see a
I'm just
small
not even
kobold
gonna
comes
address
out with
it at all.
like a large basket on his chest and starts putting all your things in, and then puts a lid on it and hands you a marker.
We're trusting him with, you know what? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and present my letter requesting an audience, just kind of like, oh yeah. Also, is the dragon available though at the moment, or is this something where I'm just gonna have to go in and schedule an appointment?
I mean, the guards kind of look at each other. I think he's in a meeting with Vinax, but I mean, you should be able to go in.
Okay. I know what's in that basket. Just make sure it's all there, all right? I say, looking at the kobold. Not
Kind of gives you a
in the
thumbs
most-
up.
I'll just like nod. Okay. Okay.
And you see he kind of runs back into the building, and then you see he goes into a small hut just to the left.
I will I don't know. I'm just eyeing suspiciously as I make my way inside. So yeah, I'll go ahead and push the door open, or pull it if it's a pull door.
It is a push door as you get closer. It is large marble doors that slowly push away, and you see this first room is literally just you see half shells of dragon eggs on pedestals, and you realize there are 12 of them.
And these are the actual shells, or are these like statues or some other
They
like
are
pottery?
they are the half shells that are actually from all his children.
Oh my. Although I couldn't blame him. I would have held on to him as well. So I guess, is there anybody in this main entryway?
You see about 4 guards on 4 different doors, except for the door that's straight back. That is the largest door.
I'm just going to approach one to quickly inquire. Sorry, first time I've been in here. Where is the ruling dragon at?
Pivoth is straight back.
I'll give him a polite nod before, or I'll give him a nod of thanks before heading over and knocking on the door politely.
As you pass the second door, you see an old lady come out with a little cart with like a ton of different pastries and stuff, and she stops next to you. Would you like one?
No, I don't believe I would. They
Okay.
all look far too sweet for my taste, but thank you.
Valid. Pivoth has very much a sweet tooth in his old age. And she starts to head towards the door alongside you. And as you open this room, it is very large room. You see a individual in the back corner and a gold dragonborn speaking to the individual in the throne. They don't seem to be speaking loudly or anything.
Okay.
And as you see the old lady come in, you see immediately the individual in the throne like puts his finger up to the gold dragonborn and quickly starts to rush over, and you see very long gray beard comes over and immediately starts snacking. Delicious as always, Agatha. Thank you. Oh, hello. How can I help you today?
Yes. See, me and my compatriots, we did a bit of poking around looking for missing persons, you understand. And we
Sure.
stumbled across something that presents a serious hazard. We're currently working to contain it until we can find a way to eliminate it, but I'll go ahead and defer to your greater wisdom.
You
More or
see he
less what
picks
we've
up
come
a
across.
berry tart and starts munching on it, kind of like half paying attention to what you're saying.
So there is a well. At the bottom is a bunch of liquid that seems
I
to
mean, that
be
tends to be what's at the bottom of
reanimating.
a well.
Yes, but this isn't just water. It's reanimating corpses, creating feral undead, and even non-living material that's been introduced. Uh, it turned a torch into some sort of eight-limbed horror that then went around eating fire. So my main concern is I don't want anyone trying to get rid of bodies by dumping them down this well, and then you have an undead horde to deal with.
That is a really good point. Then you wanna take care of him? You see the gold dragonborn slowly comes up. Yes, of course. You said a well.
Yes, and unfortunately, it is in the slum area, and so not properly patrolled. And I don't feel like you could post a guard there
Not
of any
safely.
significant force without both drawing attention, and anytime you post a guard, there's going to be someone that thinks there's something of value. The last thing we need are a horde of undead battering your city gates.
Fully agree. Your Majesty, if you don't mind, I'll take this individual to the studies as to not disturb you in your He kind of looks at the cart, your sweets. Sounds good to me. And Finaxel kind of motions for you to follow him into on the right side the first room.
That's I follow behind.
So you said this was over in Sissos Way, correct? The slums?
Yes, that is correct. We found it in a prison dungeon. Not to say that the building itself was a prison, just that the underground was.
Of course. You
It
see
was
he snaps
cleverly.
twice, and you see an ethereal being appears and starts typing as you're speaking.
So we were looking about for missing persons. We located them, but the individual that had been holding them, well, there was several corpses that came crawling out of a well, and the building atop us was set on fire. I thought there may have been another way out, or perhaps more to this prison system. And I sent in a servant of mine, um, and then they too returned as a ghoul or some sort of feral undead in any case. Um, and they were immediately hostile. So I'm just concerned with where it's located being in a slum. It seems like you would probably find a good number of bodies there, anyways.
It does tend to be a drop off point for um, the non desirables. He looks over at the ethereal being. I need all reports of fires in the past 24 hours?
Oh, it happened just a few hours ago. It
Today,
it may
then.
not have been reported. Yes, that's correct.
Please check today. Missing persons from the past 3 months, please. Thank you. You see, they kind of nod and split off from one person who continues to type as you guys speak, and another who's going through other files and such. So you say that this place was below one of the shacks, correct?
Yes, it was hidden below a shanty. We currently have the area controlled. It's sealed off by magic for the moment, but obviously that can only be sustained for so long. So we were hoping to find a more permanent solution, either perhaps someone here, I say, kind of gesturing my head back towards the main room where the dragon is, would be able to erect a more permanent barrier, or I'm currently I'm on my way after this to work with an instructor at the academy to hopefully find a way to neutralize whatever this solution is. But failing that, I felt at the very least you deserved to know for public safety.
You see, he looks at your letter. Professor Arthax. So I will try to expedite because I am very curious at what this is. Obviously, the bigger problem is getting anything to be able to collect samples. I think the better option, in my opinion, seal it off, figure out a way to make sure no one can get to it. That is, I think, the safest option. Any kind of research, I feel like, is more dangerous. The problem is, I don't think I can get Pivoth to sign off on fully sealing without any form of research, not essentially making it fully quarantined off area.
Yes, and that was my concern as well. You know, I was considering different methods of attempting to extract a sample, but short of something like, say, telekinesis, I don't know how that could be managed, because I would hesitate to even attempt to take a vial of it for fear that it's going to cause my sample vial to start sprouting limbs and who knows what after that point.
That is a very good point. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm going to try to convince Pivoth to completely quarantine off the area We will have 24/7 guard rotations, magic ceilings, such. I don't know if he's going to. He's very much freedoms of the people, especially when it comes to things such as research and things that he believes can better the world. I don't see a way to better the world here. I see it just as a problem.
Yes, and for once, I think I see eye to eye with a public official on whether or not undead can present a problem to the safety of your town.
Because you said they turned feral, correct?
Correct. There was no seeming sentience. They didn't attempt to negotiate at all. From the moment they emerged from the well, they were out for blood.
All right. Then I'm going to call a public safety. Immediately make the call for myself. Please and thank you. He looks over at the ethereal being. They kind of give him a thumbs up and start to type quickly. I'm going to then try to convince Pivos to sign it for himself, making it a law. Whether or not I will get it where he will never allow research to it is a whole nother animal. He may see fit to at least give it an opportunity. I may try to convince the professor to, and the dean more importantly, to ban any form of research to the well. It feels like a problem.
It absolutely could be. The only reasonable way I could see going about doing much of anything with it would be, having a fair few well-armed individuals there, because the idea of doing anything aside from trying to neutralize it sounds reckless. And even if you attempt to destroy whatever magic is in it and fail, then you may still end up with something that needs to be put down when it crawls out of the well.
Very much so, I do agree with that. It could become a bigger problem should you try to either dispel it, contain it. It could just turn into something much larger. So,
And I'm going to just give kind of a half-hearted chuckle. Yes, my companions just wanted to blow up the opening, hoping that would seal it. That could have been disastrous.
without proper sealing, probably. I will send. You see, he motions for one of the ethereal beings, and I will send 2 mages and 4 guards with you. Show them where it is. We'll have it sealed off and guarded immediately. You see, the ethereal being goes through the wall. So please lead them the right way. I would like this taken care of immediately.
That sounds brilliant to me, sir.
I will continue to have discussions with Pivoth. I am sure the dean, and I am sure I will talk to Professor Arthax probably soon. I assume he's already well at work on trying to get some research papers prepared and the proper billings needed.
Yes, actually, I was going to collect him immediately following this to go out there. As I said earlier, we were working together. He had a former student that was working with a similar material, but with a less violent consequence, and I was hoping to get his input before we seal it away.
He looks around quick, snaps twice once again, and the other ethereal being dissipates. I ask you not bring this up to Mr. Bethos.
Yes, I am well aware of his potentially problematic nature. This was something that I was trying to keep in house, and I impressed upon my previous instructor as a matter of principle that this needs to be kept quiet because unfortunately it seems it was being funded by someone, and I I currently don't know who that could be, but I'm well aware of who has the funds to do it.
So, without even knowing that, Bethos very much has the ear of the dragon. Because man has a lot of money, has done, whether I like it or not, some good to this city. Done a lot of research, done a lot of good for some of the students. It is all for personal gain. I do not trust him. So, I would like you to keep silent. Do not tell the dean, even. Have you told the dean?
No. The only thing I notified the dean of was I had a public safety concern in order to get his seal of approval on my
Good,
letter of entry.
good. Keep it that way. If Bethos finds out about this, he will want a hand. And I cannot guarantee he does not get it.
Yes, that would certainly be problematic. Thank you for your insight, and I will proceed with all due caution.
Of course. You see, he snaps twice and the ethereal being reappears. He kind of gives you a look of like, we're no longer speaking on this. So, uh, with this concern, uh, please escort them where they need to go. Thank you very much.
Certainly. Should I wait for them in the foyer, or are they already going to be assembled?
Oh, they will probably already be there. They are very quick on the gun.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and rise, making my way out.
You make your way out. He follows close behind before heading back into the chamber with the dragon. You see 4 guards and 2 mages kind of like trying to get themselves set. Look up at you. The guards are like kind of prepare themselves for you to lead the way, and the mages kind of like in between the guards, like, oh, what are we doing?
I'm just going to walk past them out the door. Come with me, gentlemen. And I'm just going to stop by the guard shack to recollect my items.
Uh, the kobold kind of like keeps the stuff on him until you get outside the gate, and then he opens the basket up for you.
I'll go ahead and collect my items, taking a careful check. So, got my dagger, my grimoire, of course, various, potions and tonics, and kind of quickly tuck those away. My sling, I'm gonna roll that back up and slip it into my belt pouch. All right, everything seems accounted for.
You see the kobold reaches out his hand.
And I'll go ahead and hand him the mark and give him a polite nod.
You see he puts it in the basket and then puts out his hand again.
I'm just gonna like lean towards one of the guards that were following me. Is he expecting a tip?
They do. They're weird.
I'm just gonna kind of like come back to center, and then I'm gonna reach in my pocket and just drop this thimble that my raven had provided me with in his hand. There you go, nice and shiny. And then without another word or waiting for a response, I'm just gonna turn and walk away.
You see the guards behind you kind of try not to chuckle as they follow closely behind.
So yeah, I'll make my way to the academy first, and after gathering whatever appropriate books or materials that the professor had deemed that we might have need of, I'll go ahead and then immediately proceed back to the shack where all of this is located. Out in
I need a stealth check from you, Car.
Certainly. Let me just roll this thing if I can find the right button. This is the one. An 18.
Okay. So you successfully get what you're looking for. You very clearly see eyes watching you from a purple dragonborn, but nothing that kind of sets you too far off.
Okay. At this point, yeah, I'm gonna lead the way back towards. Oh Lord, I swear I'm good at
Sisoth's
words.
escape. The slums.
Yeah, Sisoth's way. That's
Yeah.
a getaway. That's the one. And yeah, I'll lead them back to where there used. I promise there was a shack here. It's just over there now.
They go. Okay.
And I'll pull open the trap door before kind of like, I'd like to do, I don't know, just kind of like read the people as they all filter in, to see if anyone seems either surprised to be here or like uncomfortable or anything like that. I want to
give
see.
me an insight check.
Okay. Which of these is the insight button? This one. Ah, that's a 10.
None of them seem too sketched out.
All right. So
They all like, what the fuck is here? But none of them are like, oh no.
Yeah, none of them have that look of familiarity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh,
They've been here before. I mean, they've been to the slums before, but not down here.
So I'll go ahead and gesture for them to all file down and follow them down the stairs, closing the trap door behind me.
Quick question for Mama.
Answer.
Yes.
You can hear in the bubble, correct?
Nope. Sound cannot penetrate the dome. It is opaque from the outside, but transparent from the inside. However, my owl is outside of the dome,
Okay.
and I can see and hear through its eyes and ears.
Okay. Where specifically is it right now?
Burb.
The owl is right in the middle of the room.
Okay, so he's in the room you're in. Okay.
Yes.
I need a perception check based on sound from him.
He gets advantage on that. $23.
Okay. You hear scurrying of rats. Quite a few of them. About 45 minutes after everyone leaves.
Okay.
That's it.
Would I have recognized there to be rats in here previously?
Yes. You do know that there have been rats in some of the cages. It was essentially how the hunter had used to essentially keep his subjects alive. We'll call it that.
Oh, lovely.
Are there any sort of chandeliers or sconces on the walls?
I don't know what a sconce is, so I have no fucking clue.
A torch holder on the wall.
Uh, yes, there are torch holders on most of the walls, including in the hallway.
Okay, I'd have my owl move to one of the sconces on the walls rather than sitting on the floor.
So, because you're hearing it from one of the other rooms, the scurrying.
It wouldn't matter. I wouldn't want the owl sitting on the floor in the middle of the room as people were coming through anyway.
Okay. Well, I just didn't know if it was going into a different room.
Nope, it's going to stay in the room with me. I know that nothing can get inside the dome as long as it's up, unless I allow it to, so...
Yep. So, yeah, you just hear scurrying going around in the other rooms. And then it stops. And then you start to hear people coming down the stairs. The main stairs, not the secret stairs.
I would continue to wait.
As you come down and you enter the room, Camilla, you see Carr come in with a bunch of guards, or 4 guards and 2 robed individuals.
So actually, there's something I wanted to ask. Is this door like we all left the door standing open, didn't we? The one to this room.
Yes, because the lock was melted and I bent the door in half.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunate. So at this point, I'm just gonna basically turn and ask them to just wait here for a second, and I'm gonna walk over to the dome before, like tapping on it with my fingertip to see if it's
Your finger would pass
currently.
straight through it.
Yeah, I'm just checking to see if it's currently permeable to me, and then I'll go ahead and step in. So I got the audience. We now have guards that are here to seal off and contain this. But I just had a thought, and I find it concerning.
Okay.
Because we don't know who was funding this individual, we don't know who else they could have bought. Do we trust the guards?
I think at this point it doesn't matter if we trust the guards. You went through the dragon, right?
Yeah, well, his delegate, associate, whatever you'll call it.
So his
advisor.
direct subordinate.
Yes.
Then it's out of our hands. As long as we're not around when shit hits the fan, I don't care.
Fair enough. Well, then I guess you want to head back to the tavern, or is there something else you'd like to do? And I'm just gonna like casually walk through the barrier, more or less expecting you to follow me out.
As I walk out of the tiny hut, it dissipates.
Yeah.
And you're hanging out at you guys were hanging out at the werewolf tavern, right?
That's the
Yeah.
one.
That's where we are.
That seems a step beyond dangerous, but okay.
Oh, it's not that bad. You just, you know what?
You just
Now
have
that I'm
to
thinking
knock,
about it,
otherwise the zombies are going to eat you.
so actually on that subject, and like I'm gonna be kind of like walking out to just leave, and like on my way past the guards and everything. Oh, by the way, yeah, that's the hole. It's magical. Anything dead goes down there, it will try and eat you. Anything alive goes down there, it will also try and eat you. And anything that's
Inanimate.
inanimate, it's, I don't know, it's weird. I just don't trust it.
You see
What
the
I'm
guards
saying is
all
also
look
don't let
might-
anything go
immediately
down the hole.
concerned, and then the mages are
and-
like, "Wait, so what are we doing?"
I assume you have some sort of magical barrier you can erect, and if not,
Oh,
then
yeah.
I don't know. Stand there and look intimidating.
Yeah, we can do that. You see, they take out a couple of scrolls and start etching runes onto the stones, and you see a massive ward appears.
Yeah. So, short story long, it's in your best interest to not only keep guards posted here, but also
Make sure
um,
nothing goes down the well.
anything that goes down there will eat you. So, if anything comes out of there, kill it extra hard.
I mean, nothing should be going in or out. I mean, we have to reset the ward every like day or so, but you see, one of the mages throws a bit of powder at it, and it just immediately stays on top of the ward. Should be good.
That was so terrifying you don't even know.
It's fine. You see, they wipe it. The guards are already like have their spears like at the ready, like motherfuckers, 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 and they kind of wipe the dust away. It's good. See, it's fine. Everything's good. We just have to
Yeah,
reset it every couple days.
I hear what you're saying, but do you know how terrifying that is? We still don't know how it works properly. Like,
Who's in charge amongst this company of soldiers?
The guards kind of look at each other. Have you been longest? No, I think it was him. You see one of them raise the hand. I think I've been here for like 3 years. I've been guard. I think
So your
that's
next
me.
full senior.
Yeah.
I lead that guard to the room adjacent, the one that has all the vials and the weird liquid that made me feel bad.
Yep.
So I don't know if any of the liquids in here are the stuff that's in the bottom of the well. So you might want to keep an eye out.
As you look at the vat, you realize it's gone clear.
Not my business. It's not my business. It's not my business.
I'm not circus, not my monkeys.
not my pig, not my farm.
So, yeah, and anybody going into this, in and out of this room, make sure you're questioning them. Because there's nobody that should be going in and out of this room either.
Understood.
I feel it's pretty safe to say there's no one that needs to be going in and out of this whole basement. I mean, aside from the guard.
Well, I'm saying even the guards that are let down here, you still have levels of access.
Oh, for sure.
All right. So essentially, what you're telling me is only go into that room. Don't go into any of the others. Anything else I need to be worried about, or tell my superiors for when shifts change?
There's an entrance. There's an entrance at this end of the hallway. There's an entrance at that end of the hallway.
And I'm just gonna stand there. There's 2 ways into this place?
I was gonna say
Why?
you did go out that way when Tariq led you.
Oh,
You went
I
out
thought
through the tree.
I went out. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, it's just a case of like, but why? I don't.
I'm guessing it's so the old man could secretly go in and out of his house in order to gather subjects. But I'm not going to hypothesize about the babblings of a madman who was stealing magic people for money.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I
Oh, and I call my owl to
let's
me
go
as
home.
well. Just get the fuck out of here.
So you guys start to head towards the Silver Moon Tavern.
I also shrink the axe and put it back inside of my clothes.
All right. And unless anyone has anything else they would like to do before the end of the evening, that is where we're going to end tonight. All good?
Nope. Not
I
good.
believe so.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Next session, we will start with you guys figuring out what goes on next. So I will start prepping some things. We'll figure it out from there. All right, guys?
Yep.
All right.
All right.
As always, thank you to my players for joining me. Thank you to those watching over on Twitch and those watching on YouTube later. I will see you guys next week. Night, everybody.
Night.
Good night.